The word adventure brings to mind so many beautiful stories. These epic poems and opera and adventures and fairy tales. All of our literature is about some type of adventure. When I was a young person, I felt stuck for whatever reason. And I promised myself that my life would be an adventure. And sometimes I have over delivered on that promise. Exploring new places, going and visiting new cultures, interacting with people in a way that feels foreign to me. It's like it calms me down. You have to pay more attention when someone is speaking a different language. You have to be more aware when the cultural parameters are different than what you're used to. So when I had this experience where I promised myself that I was going to prioritize adventure in my own life, it's because I love my mind and I love myself when I am looking at my life from a different perspective. It brings me deeper into a sense of gratitude for what I do have, and it brings clarity for what I want in the future. I get to live in the moment deeply, 100%. And that just helps me regulate my own nervous system. It helps me easily see the beauty in things. And then when I come home, I'm even more grateful for what I do have. And that balance of exploring, adventuring, and seeking out new experiences really makes me even more grateful for the way that I am choosing to exist when I'm at home. It makes me confident that I'm doing the right thing as I'm balancing this exploratory openness and curiosity for the world and the people in it with compassion for myself and prioritizing, having some consistency and some support in my regular life. The world offers so many beautiful variations, and it's in that diversity that beauty exists. And approaching that from an adventurous, open, curious spirit is just something so intrinsic to me that when I forget to do it, I get anxious and like I feel like I'm bumping up against everything. But when I make sure that the next trip is on the horizon, it's very easy to be centered in comfort and ease. And I just love it. I like airports. I get a lot of stuff done. I like when I work during the week and I get things done, but when I'm in an airport, I get like a ton done. On a plane, I get so much writing done. I don't know why, but the busy, frenetic, everybody going every which way, it's like, oh, I need to focus. And I get really like lasered in on what I wanted to accomplish. And then when I'm in a new place, I just find everything so beautiful and I feel more connected to my own creativity. It's just my way of accessing it. And traveling with me is a lot of fun. Like I love exploring things and like I know how to navigate new systems because I've done it a lot. And I feel very confident and sure of myself in new situations. Al- Almost more than my day-to-day life. But we work on these things. I'm going to Iceland and I'm really excited about it. And it's for generating ideas. It's for that exploratory adventure. I want to feel something new, something different. And that it fills a need, the exploratory, the adventurer trip. It's different. I go, go, go. I don't get a lot of writing done, but I get a lot of ideas connected. You know what I mean? Like you draw the like this has to do with this and then I'm going to connect them later and I write that down in notes and I come back to it at another time. So that's the generation of a lot of creativity for me. The Mexico relaxing retreat is different because the purpose is not to adventure out and seek out new things. It's to be in a place where you are so fully supported that you don't have to worry about making food, handling the dogs. Like, you don't have to worry about, you know, some contractor coming in and having to fix something or something randomly ringing and disrupting your day. This is the beach, your hotel room, and loving support when you come up out of your creativity. This is for getting it done. And I think a lot of artists struggle with finishing whatever the project is because in their day to day loop, they get an hour, maybe they dedicate 3 hours every day to whatever their project is, and that's great. But in those 3 hours, in your regular home situation, a lot of people have distractions that happen. Children, kids, dogs. There's so much life that happens at home. And inherently, you get a little distracted by, oh, well, maybe I could do this project where I create a friendship bracelet or something like that. It's sitting right there. I'm being creative, right? But it's not the project that I intended to do. And here in the retreat, having being able to have that discussion in real time, like, hey, I set this time aside and I didn't get as much as I intended to done. I wonder what's going on. And having somebody who understands, who's been there, to have the conversation, to explore, well, what were you bumping up against? Were there other thoughts that came up? Well, I started thinking about this thing instead, this whole other project. And I'm like, okay, is that other project what you intended to do? Is that other project connected to this somehow? How can we bring it back to support you getting centered to get this creation out of your being and into the world? Those kinds of conversations light me up. It's so much fun to work with creatives, even as they're working through the creative process, because the creative process is not linear. But dedicating the time makes it a lot easier to get through that windy process. And while you're on a beach in a beautiful place, and being distracted a little bit by the beauty is not going to be bad for your creativity. I can guarantee it.